What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 24 of season 4, Girl You Know What podcast. And I am Danielle.
And I'm Keisha.
And after a couple weeks off, life happens. We both got we needed a break. And, a lot of stuff is going on. So it was much needed. But,
Absolutely.
Yeah, but we're back. That's all that matters. And, of course, while we're gone, a lot of shit happens.
Always.
I mean, it's daily, so it doesn't matter if we're here or we're not, shit's going to happen.
It always happens.
Yes.
So where do you start?
Girl, so let's just get right into it. We're not even going to discuss what we've been through, what's been going on, whatever. We're just going to get right into the show because, So, Lizzo. Let's start with Lizzo. So it was okay.
I mean, the situation is just. But again, like I just said to you before we started, we already said last year she won shit. We already told y'all that.
Yeah.
You made a very clear point when she went to the Lakers game with her backside exposed,
right?
And children were walking around,
sitting right behind her too.
Because this is the thing. We do not get to pick and choose. Y'all gonna have to make a real hard decision. You keep children safe in this instant, but over here, in this instance, but then over here, it's like, oh, well, you can't police women's bodies.
Right.
That's okay. Like, we're going to have to make a decision.
Yeah.
We're going to have to make a decision about what's just acceptable. What happened to public decency? All of this being naked everywhere, you all don't even have a gauge for what is just decent conduct in public in front of other people's children.
No, because it's like nobody wants to be policed anymore. No one wants to be told what to do. So now you get belligerent, and it comes to a point, just like you said, when is it appropriate? When's it not? And
it is
it's never appropriate
to be naked in public.
Exactly. And
I don't know who told y'all that.
Right.
And I think because, we are Generation, is it X? Are we Generation X?
Yeah.
We are Generation X. And I think because of that, you guys think that, we don't know anything, or, well, you grew up this way. You guys, your nakedness is not for the public. And this has nothing to do with body shape, or size. This is just a general rule of thumb.
Right.
Your nakedness is not appropriate in public.
No.
Anything you want to do behind the closed door of your bedroom or of your home, you can do whatever you want there.
Right.
But when you bring it outside, people have a right to say, I don't want to see that. And when she crossed that boundary, and listen, I'm saying the same thing to Sierra, to Rihanna, to all these people.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Because you all are mothers.
First and foremost.
And I was very, when Sierra and Russell Wilson went to that event, wherever it was, and she had on those pasties and that thong and that completely sheer dress. I had a friend who is a mother say to me, where were her children when she got dressed and put that on?
Right. I think we talked about that a little bit.
See her leave the house? Because see, what people will do with Lizzo is, if you start to talk about the Laker game incident or any other ridiculous thing that she's put on, people will say, oh, well, you're only saying that because of her size.
No.
And the woman who said this to me is a fit woman, a track athlete. Like, this is not, about, because sometimes if a woman is a certain size, people will say, oh, well, you're just jealous. The woman who made this comment to me about Sierra has an amazing body. But she just felt like it's not appropriate for you to do that in front of your children.
Right.
And it seems like as people, we've lost that gauge of what's appropriate anymore. And immediately, if you say that something's not appropriate, oh, you're policing our bodies.
Right.
You need to police your own body.
Exactly.
That's the first problem. Why do we have to say anything to you about this?
And see, and this is another problem that I have, and I'm glad that we're talking about this part because this is something that I've been thinking about too. When you do say something, it's like you said, you feel like that somebody's trying to tell you what to do or whatever, something like that. That's not it. Like you said, it's never okay. It's not
It's not
okay.
okay.
And that's just the thing that we need to just get in our heads is that it's not okay.
And I'm a person who likes to, I heard TD Jakes preach a sermon once that talks about you you deal with the leaves on the tree, but you never get to the root of the problem. Like we talking a lot about the leaves. My question for the root of this is what is your need to be naked?
Like, yeah, exactly.
What is it with you that makes you want to expose yourself
Mm-hmm.
to everyone? Because it's not for no reason. I want to be clear about that. It is not for no reason that you are exposing your naked body to the public.
Right.
And the moment you realize that, you need to go to therapy because there is something there
There's
that you
something.
need to work out.
Yeah.
You need a therapist because you need to sit and talk to somebody about why you want to come outside with your breast out in a thong and just walk around. Because I'm also a person, and me and my girlfriends have had this conversation. We know when you see people go on couples trips,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always that one wife on the couples trip that got the bikini on, that got her whole ass out in front of everybody's husband.
Right.
Don't go nowhere with them. Because not even her husband said to her, so y'all don't even know that when it's you and your husband, those things are appropriate. You can do
Right.
that with just the two of y'all. But when
Mm-hmm.
you are in a group of people, there are just certain things that aren't appropriate in a group.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we have lost our way.
Mm-hmm.
We have lost our way. We have lost our common decency and respect for other people
Yeah, that's exactly what it
because
is.
we've become so selfish
Mm-hmm.
that when you think of things, you only think of the way it gratifies you.
Yeah.
You never stop and say, how is what I'm doing making other people feel?
Mm-hmm.
Will this make anyone else uncomfortable? And if you do ask yourself that, the first thing you say is, F them, I don't care.
Right. And then you got
First thing you say.
yeah, and then you got someone like Lizzo who is extremely talented in so many ways, but her focus has always been her body because that's what she puts out there.
And you and I have had this conversation. You brought it up like, hey, I forgot the girl could sing. I
Yeah.
forgot the girl because she do so much other ridiculous
Mm-hmm.
stuff. It's like, oh, you do be doing like you are talented.
Yeah, and the sad thing is there are a lot of celebrities like that, not just musicians, but celebrities period, who feel that they have to have this gimmick or this thing about them to put them out in front of everybody. And when people pay that more attention, it takes away from your actual talent. And I'm going to give you a good example, Lady Gaga. Now, when Lady Gaga first came out, she was a complete and total gimmick. But if
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you had to really, and it wasn't as common then, so you could kind of put aside what she was doing, even though she was
More of
doing
like shock value
yeah, it
that they
was
were looking for.
there you go. That's the word, shock value.
Mhm. Because like you said, nobody else was doing that.
Mm-hmm. So
So when you saw her, you
mm-hmm.
knew like, oh, that's Lady Gaga.
Right. And it wasn't until like you really sat there and listened to her music and
You
listened
was
to
like, oh,
her,
she
got
can
her
sing.
story, you knew that she was just ridiculously talented. And
And then when she started to act,
mm-hmm.
then it was like, oh, you know who? And Lizzo, she missed an amazing opportunity
Mhm.
to relieve herself of the burden of continuing to live in a gimmick.
Mm.
Because Rihanna
Mhm.
is somebody who first comes to my mind. Once Rihanna found a niche and she began to capitalize on it, she could really care less about performing in albums.
Exactly. I mean,
Once Fenty
mhm.
hit a certain popularity,
Mhm.
that girl ain't thinking about that music.
Heck
And I
no.
don't, and that's good,
Mhm.
because anybody who's really started, especially when you start your first business,
Right.
some people's door and way in is music. Jay-Z is another example of that.
Mhm.
Once you get that first thing to fund that second thing, and then you get that second thing to like do what you really want to do,
Mhm.
you ain't thinking about the first thing no more. You kind of play
No.
with the first thing after that.
Mm-mm.
What Jay-Z come in and give us an album every 4 or 5 years?
When he was putting out one, remember he was putting out one every year when he first came out, and that's what a
Yeah,
lot of people
yeah.
do.
He was a workhorse
Yeah.
in the beginning,
Mhm.
because he was trying to get that to fund what he really wanted to do.
Exactly.
He was working, working, working. Once he got to the point where you getting endorsements and brand deals, and now we doing this deal. Now we selling clothes.
Mhm.
My favorite line: Rockaware, 80 million in 18 months. You can bullshit with rap if you want, motherfucker. Like, listen,
Okay.
once he hit that,
Mhm.
he was like, oh, I really don't got to play with y'all. I really don't got to do this. Then the albums start slowing down.
Yep.
I mean, so, and she missed because Yitty was crazy popular.
Mhm.
And when these accusations came out against her, I saw somebody make a video and point out there are no more Yitty ads. Has anybody paid attention
Oh,
to
I
the
didn't
fact
even
that
think
the
about
ads
that.
on TikTok for Yitty are gone? And they are.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
They're gone.
See.
She missed an amazing opportunity to, capitalize on something that people, to me, I never bought anything, but the product seemed to be something that people were crazy about.
Mhm. You got to think about the whole big picture.
She missed out. She missed the
Mhm.
mark. And look, whatever the freaky stuff is you was over there doing and you had them dancers doing, listen, that was some stuff you should have been doing. But again, because what did we just say? You don't know that there's some things that are not appropriate in public.
Right.
So because you don't know how to gauge that, you think you can just do whatever you want to do in public.
Mhm.
And now look where it's landed you.
Right.
And I didn't doubt for 1 second that she did it.
Me either.
I don't doubt it.
And I'm not going to lie. At first I was kind of like, because I get real suspect, and I'm not going to lie. I get real suspect when the people who are accusing, when they start doing,
Terminated.
yeah,
Yeah.
when they start, when they get terminated, not only
Yeah.
that, but when they start going on the television circuit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It makes you kind of second guess it.
yeah, because I'm like, what were your true intentions? But then I had to sit back and remove myself from that, from that thought
Mm-hmm.
process, and just look at the whole big picture, and to realize, like you said, she had been doing, like, I mean, there are more people coming out.
Yep.
So you had to think about it, like, these dancers and these people who are associated with her, because yeah, Lizzo's a big artist, but she's not that big, like, let's
No.
keep it real.
No.
So
No.
for
They
them,
have no reason to like. I mean,
they're
because look,
jeopardizing their
this the
careers.
conversation is really almost over with. In a matter of 2 weeks. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
every time an accusation comes, there'll be some more conversation.
Oh yeah.
But and I noticed that when it first happened, they brought up a clip of that show. I guess she had like a reality show where she was supposed to be like empowering women, like plus size women, to feel good about their body. I don't know what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
Lizzo's Big Something.
Oh, okay.
So the one of the ladies who is also making the accusation is not just a former dancer. She was featured on that show.
Oh, okay.
And Lizzo was like telling them, y'all, you guys are gonna have to pose nude. And
Mm.
you could see immediately when she said it, the girl was kind of like, oh, she verbally said it like, I just don't know about this.
Right. It's like
I
that's
don't
not
know
what
if
I
I'm gonna
signed
be
up
okay
for.
with that. Like,
Yeah.
and she was like, you'll be okay. You know, like Lizzo's like, and it was like, you can't make everybody think what you think, oh.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to curse.
Right, but you got to
Oh,
sometimes.
you can't make everybody feel anything. And what you call empowerment, I don't know where y'all related empowerment and nakedness.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish you would let the two divorce and
Yeah.
die.
Because they don't
Because
need to
they
go
are
hand
not
in hand.
married.
Right.
They're not. I don't know where you two thought that they was holding hands skipping down the road. But being naked in public does not make you empowered.
Right.
I don't care what size you are. And I really wish I would stop pushing that concept on big women.
Mm-hmm.
Because then what you turn big women into are spectacles.
Yeah. Just
Because we're already being judged, already being held to unrealistic standards.
mm-hmm.
Because there are skinny women who aren't even happy with themselves.
Right, let's keep it real.
And so you are putting these unrealistic standards on women who are plus size.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're on top of that telling them, and you should be naked. No,
Yeah.
no, stop that. Because all you're doing, you're not making them feel empowered. You're crushing them on the inside. Because they're insecure
Yeah.
regardless.
It doesn't matter how much fat acceptance is out here and everything like that. It doesn't matter. It's going to.
They are always in the privacy of their own homes, even if they are beautiful. And let me tell you why we know. Because when they start offering them shots in Manjaro and Wegovy and all, people flocked to it.
Mm-hmm.
Skinny people was getting on this. Everybody is always going to have a complaint about their body.
Exactly.
So the fact that you have tried to convince plus size women that, oh, go ahead, you should just be naked. It's asinine to me. I don't understand.
Because first of all, it doesn't prove anything.
It proves nothing.
Nothing.
It proves nothing.
I mean, what, that you're
Being naked as a
comfortable?
plus size person does not mean that you feel empowered.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't.
No.
And I wish people would stop. I wish she would stop telling that lie.
Yeah.
Because she is the biggest advocate for that lie.
Mm-hmm.
And she has let them turn her into an advocate for something that's really destroying women.
Yeah. Yep. Ciao.
She is the one who has opened the conversation for plus size women to actually be ridiculed.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And I have no problem telling her that to her face.
No, not at all. Because, like,
None.
she's lost me a long time ago.
Because the smoke you don't want is with me. I have no problem saying it. Because, listen, I see you. And what I mean is I see you in your mind. I see you.
Mm-hmm.
I see your behavior. I am a studier by profession of people's behavior.
Right.
I see you. I see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I see how you truly feel about yourself.
Oh, yeah. It's complete.
You got these people convinced.
Yeah.
You do not love yourself.
Mm-mm.
It is the reason why you try to do the most outlandish thing. Because you really don't love yourself. And you're seeking some sort of attention and validation. Well, guess what, bitch? You got everything you're looking for.
Everything.
Take your ass down.
But not the way that you want it.
They're going to take you down.
Mm-hmm.
And people should really let her be a lesson to them. Let her be a lesson.
Yeah.
That when you do stuff like this is what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Child, let me get me off this girl.
Okay. Girl, listen.
Child, listen.
So just end it with, you're going to get everything you deserve. Point blank, period.
Yeah. You got people's kids sticking stuff in their mouth that you done just took out of prostitutes.
Listen.
What? Like this what? Where are we at?
But this is y'all's advocate. Y'all feel
And y'all
sorry for
wonder why
her.
the Republicans be saying they want to do stuff like to cancel this generation and cancel this and cancel. This is why. Because when they give you 1 inch, you do stuff like this. This is why they cancel. Now, I ain't saying they ain't. Now, listen, they perverts too, but guess where
Oh
they
yeah,
perverts at? Guess where?
behind closed doors.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Because they doing their thing.
I'm not saying that their hands is clean,
Mm-hmm.
but their hands get dirty where we can't see it.
Until they cross
And
the
that's
wrong
what we need
one.
to learn.
Okay. Child. So let's go on. So next, let's talk about let's lighten it up a little bit because let's talk about this thing in Montgomery, Alabama at the pier, honey. Listen, that we missed that too because that happened.
It
Like I
brought
think.
me great joy.
Listen, that was everything. And I was and let me say this before we get into it. That right there, everyone's all for it and everything like that, but it doesn't have to be something violent. But this is what happens when black people come to other black people's defense when we stick together. They can't handle it.
I think this is more of a lesson for white people though.
Oh yeah,
That
we're going to
we
get no, we're
can
going to go
no
there.
longer, we can no longer assume that we can beat on them
Mm-hmm.
and that this is not the Reconstruction era.
No.
We
Because
cannot put our hands on them
mm-hmm.
while the rest of them are looking and not face the repercussions of it.
I mean
Because that is what they thought.
Yeah, they truly thought that.
They
And
thought
yeah,
that they were going to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And because I want to be clear,
Yeah.
it was 8 of them because I counted. And I got a discrepancy too. They keep saying that man hit a woman with that chair, but that was a man. Why do they keep saying that? Did I miss him hit somebody else?
I didn't like really pay attention to who it was, or if he did hit somebody else. I didn't notice that. But like I heard the same thing. Like, they were saying it was a
man.
woman.
He didn't have on a shirt. He had on swim trunks and a hat. It was a man.
Okay. Yeah, because I had to look at it again. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying because I was like, did he hit somebody else? Did he actually hit a woman? Then hit? I don't know.
Yeah,
but...
like that's why I gotta go back and watch it again because I never saw him hit a man.
Right.
When he hit that man, hit a woman. When he hit that man twice, that's when the police came and was like, took the chair from me.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't see him hit no woman. Maybe he was swinging, knocking motherfuckers out on the way to him.
Right.
But
I don't give a shit if you hit a woman or not. You shouldn't have been out there in the middle of shit.
Guess what? Them 2 women ran right over there and jumped on that black man too.
No, what the hell? I mean, and so that just lets you know.
What do I be telling y'all?
I
be telling y'all?
Listen,
the white women is the culprit. They need to work for these problems. So I'm just saying.
Because not only did y'all jump on a black man, but he was an older man at that.
They don't care.
They don't care, and that just lets you know that they do not care, and only the caucasity. Is that a word? We're gonna let that be a word.
It needs to be.
It needs to be because let you think that you would get away with that. That's it. That is it.
Yep.
Because
that's the only thing that would make you think that was appropriate for you to do.
I mean, but when he threw up that hat and the people came running, that truly was
unless like because I hear people say like, oh well, they shouldn't and he shouldn't. Okay, so let's be clear.
Of course.
But let's timeline these events.
Mm-hmm.
So we learned people kept calling him the security guard. We learned he was the co-captain of the boat.
Right.
Now he was actually on the boat from where the people were recording.
Mm-hmm.
They had been calling out on the horn from the actual boat, from the Harriet Tubman.
Right.
They would not move.
So that lets you know right there that you thought that you had just all the privilege and audacity just to be able.
From the boat for you to move your boat.
Mm-hmm.
They would not move.
Right.
So he in turn, you know how it's you have those like emergency boats when you're on a ship or something like that. So
lifeboats.
He in turn had to get on a boat
Mm-hmm.
and go over to the dock himself as the co-captain.
Right.
And then go they now this went on for 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
40 minutes. Now he's on the dock asking them to move the boat. They are still refusing to move these boats. So he then goes. Now we're talking about the black boat, not the boat that they tried to run to and get away, but
Right.
the black boat that had the covering on it. That's the boat they were trying to get out the way. He then in turn goes to release their anchor. And he's like, I'm going to push the boat out the way.
Mm-hmm.
So when he goes to touch the rope where they have the boat anchored, that's when now they all running over there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, don't touch our boat. Don't put your hands on our boat. Blah, blah, blah. So then here's the problem. Now you put your hands on that man.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just like to be clear, like,
Game change.
people act like it's not that big of a deal. You know how white people are. They downplay everything that they do.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that serious. Oh, he could have just this. They could have that. It was no reason for them to thus. And so this shows us the problem in this country with racism.
Mm-hmm.
White people believe they are above any corrective action from anyone who's not white.
Exactly.
They do not care about your authority. They do not care about anything. All they see is your black skin.
Mm-hmm. And how dare you?
And because of your black skin, you have no business speaking to me.
Mm-hmm.
Get away from me.
I do what I want.
I'll do it when I get ready.
Mm-hmm. That right there.
You don't ask me to do anything. You don't tell me what to do. Boy, I tell you.
Mm-hmm. And if you step out of line, I'm gonna put hands on you.
Which is exactly what they did.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see how it ended.
Exactly.
And it's exactly how it should have ended.
It should have ended, yeah.
It should have ended that way.
Because I mean, y'all really thought that y'all were just going to jump on that black man with all them black folks around you, and nothing was going to happen. Okay, and they really thought that.
Boys, so now that lets us know why you saw those black men get off that boat with such vigor.
Yeah,
because that was their captain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is their boss.
Right.
So imagine being somewhere and you got a black boss that's cool with you, that probably be taken up for you,
Mm-hmm.
and you see him getting attacked by a mob of people.
Right.
They did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Exactly.
So, listen. Good for them.
Good for them. And y'all got everything y'all deserved. The only ones charged with felonies so far are
the white folks.
The white folks. And even yeah, and child, when they put that I was cracking up though, because when they put out that that they were looking for the gentleman that had the that had the chair.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, "What chair? I didn't see a chair." I was like, "Where?"
We didn't even know what you were talking about.
Yeah, what? I didn't see nothing. But he was right on. He got. They raised money and got his ass right on up out of there.
Listen.
He wasn't even in jail long enough to. I think he got booked and he was gone.
That man who swung that chair was a member of Omega Psi Phi.
So that says enough right there.
Baby, he was gonna get out of jail regardless.
Yeah.
So he wasn't gonna sit nowhere.
No.
Not no place.
No.
For no time.
As soon as they said that he was on his way, they were on their way, baby. Listen. Like, oh, we got you. You go ahead, turn yourself in, do what you got to do. We got you. We got you. You just, don't even get comfortable.
Exactly.
And that's how, like you said, that's how it should be. So good job. Good job. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the last thing for celebrity popular, news or whatever, Michael Oher. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. So, of course, he was the inspiration for the movie The Blind Side in 2009. This is the story that was told to us back then. He was a troubled youth or whatever. I don't know if he was troubled or not, but regardless, he was adopted by this white family, the White Saviors.
Mm-hmm.
So he was adopted by this white family, and they really, because he was a big guy, of course, another stereotype, they got him into football. And he
Taught him how to play.
taught
That's what
him
they
how to
told us.
play. Yeah, taught him, there you go, taught him how to play football. And he became this huge high school star, college star, made it all the way to the NFL. He's now retired from the NFL, has his own family, and he's spilling the tea. He's like,
Mhm.
look,
Recently married a black woman because
yeah,
I believe that is the catalyst for all of this.
has children
That's
with a black woman.
yeah. That's what all this is about.
So, I mean, let's just keep it real. So now he's coming out and saying that, first of all, they never adopted me. All they did was basically have me, be the face for them to
When
get
they
sign all
said
these endorsements and everything like that.
when he so if people remember when it first came out, now he did express his where he was not pleased. He expressed that
I remember
a
that
few
when the
years
movie.
after it came out because
Yeah.
remember he said that they didn't teach him how to play football. He already knew how to play football.
Yeah, they made it sound like in the movie, and
Because in the movie, it made it seem like I think his name was MJ, the little boy.
yeah.
They made it seem like he was teaching Mike how to play.
Yeah, they did.
So he came out and definitely pointed out, like, that's not true. That's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
So I think anybody who had common sense knew, like my friend say, something in the milk ain't clean. Something ain't right here. Because if you told that lie, what else are you lying about?
Exactly.
The biggest thing that disturbed me about all of this was the word conservatorship.
Mm-hmm.
That is the part that really, because even if that was true, let's just for shits and giggles say you felt like you needed to be conservatorship over him until he turned 18.
Right.
That's fine. But when he turned 18, no. And I'm not even going to say 18 because he went to college then.
Mm-hmm.
So when he got drafted into the NFL, you should have removed the conservatorship.
Right.
The fact that that man is what, in his 40s?
Close to it. If
And
he's
that
not, he is.
conservatorship is still on him.
Mm-hmm. That part, I mean,
That proves to us that you are doing something malicious.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing something that you don't have any business, and you know that you don't have any business doing it. Because why did you lie and say you adopted him?
Right.
And I think it's also, now this is just me, but I also think it's a lie that now I gotta look it up. Let me look it up before I put my foot in my mouth. I didn't know that you could not legally adopt somebody who's over 18. Because I watched something one time and a lady went through, like, she actually went through the process of adopting a kid who was like 18 or 19 for this reason, so she could be his legal guardian. Like
Right.
he was going off to college, and if something happened to him, he didn't necessarily have a next of kin because he was in the foster care system.
Right.
And she adopted him so she could basically be his mother and his next of kin. So I didn't know if that was true or not. So, but that's what they claim they told him.
Oh, okay.
And then told him, oh, these are just some papers that you have to sign in order for us to take care of you.
Yeah. Because basically, whatever they had him sign, it wasn't what he was thinking he was signing. And he had no concept of understanding at the time what he was signing, to read over it, to have somebody else look over it. He didn't have that, and they knew that. He didn't have anybody that would do that, and they most
what
likely...
I'm getting ready to say?
Huh?
What am I getting ready to say?
Girl.
I keep telling y'all, don't I?
Go
Y'all be
ahead.
listening when I be telling y'all?
Mm-hmm.
These white women, if y'all don't, if you don't take anything else that I say away from this, especially the ones like her, because she one of them John and Kate plus 8 white women.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, it's a certain kind that you gotta look out for.
Mm-hmm.
And her and that Kate from that show, it's another one too. They'll come to me. But them is the ones, Clarence Thomas's wife,
Mm-hmm.
them white women like that, is it you got to watch
You gotta
them.
watch them.
Baby, they ain't doing nothing out the kindness of their heart.
Mm-mm. It's all for them, and it's usually some money involved some kind of way.
The only the white women I trust, let me tell you what they look like. I'm gonna tell you who they are. They vegetarians, they tree huggers, they grow bees, they got beehives. They my white two white girlfriends that hear this, they know exactly I'm talking about them. They my one friend, she be running around in the woods with her dog, growing
Yes.
bees,
Okay.
watching beehives. My other friend, she might as well be a walking what you call that where you take your dogs a pound,
Oh
a kennel,
yeah, yeah,
because she got
yeah.
7,000 dogs and
Okay.
she is vegetarian and she is just mother of the earth,
Mm.
tree hugger. She don't bother a soul. She
Mm-hmm.
wants to help everybody and she works with kids. Like
Mm-hmm.
these white women like that, you can trust them.
That's it.
But baby, them ones that Jenny Thomas, Clarence
Oh,
Thomas's wife,
Lord.
and Leanne, whatever her name is from the Blind Side Mama,
Mm-hmm.
and Kate from John and Kate plus 8, y'all better leave them kind of alone.
Right, and those are the ones y'all flock to all the time.
I'm the ones y'all be trying to marry and stuff. Y'all better leave
Mm-hmm.
them alone.
Okay.
The ones who y'all think is cool. And she's like
Child.
sassy. Leave her alone.
Mm-hmm.
That she got pizzazz and flair.
Yeah, you
Leave
think
her
that
alone.
yeah, you think that you can invite her to the cookout because she
Mm-mm,
got
mm-mm,
nope.
mm-mm, mm-mm,
Because she
mm-mm.
gonna come to that cookout and tell everything that y'all doing.
Leave them alone. Leave them
Mm-hmm.
alone. She gonna try to be in charge of the cookout.
That part.
The hell with telling what y'all doing. She gonna be putting people to work at the cookout, like
Yes.
she is at the plantation.
Mm-hmm.
Edward, can you move that box for me? Oh, you're
Yeah.
such a darling, so
Yes.
precious.
Yeah.
Thanks, precious. Now, everybody, okay, let's line it up right here. Put the potato salad on that side.
Uh-huh.
Now, Michael, pick that up and move that on over there. She gonna think she in charge.
Oh yeah.
She gonna turn y'all into slaves overnight.
Uh-huh. Because how dare you not think that, I'm gonna come in here and run stuff. Child.
Baby, y'all better listen to what I say.
Listen.
But I tell y'all every day, but y'all be acting like I ain't trying.
Mm.
I'm not trying to be. Listen, what did they tell you? We can't be racist anyway.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, so yeah, quit feeding into that. I even hear black folks, call other black folks racist or whatever. Like black folks can be racist, you dummies.
So that was a lie. In order to adopt an adult, the protective adoptive parent must prepare, sign, and file a petition with the probate court, and the probate court will set a date.
Hmm.
So they lied about
They
that.
lied.
They didn't want to. You
No.
didn't want that nigga boy in your family.
Mm-mm.
In the words of my grandma, you don't want them niggas around you.
Listen. That's it.
Child. Mm.
Whew.
I wish my granny didn't have dementia right now so we could talk about this.
Baby, listen.
And she'd say, they didn't have no problem when we was sucking on that baby titties. You know, she be saying that so hard.
Cause she means it.
Baby, if you want to piss her off, honey, when she get to screaming about they baby sucking on black women's titties, honey, she gets
Child.
violently upset about that.
Oh yeah. As she should. Whew.
Because I'm going to ask her. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure, but I'm going to ask her because her mother, my great grandmother, used to clean for white folks.
Mm-hmm.
She used to keep house and clean up and bake and watch the kids
Mm-hmm.
for white folks. And I'm going to ask her when Ma was watching them people, because my great grandmother had 9 children.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if she's like that because does she know that our great grandmother was nursing the white lady's baby?
Mm.
Because it really upsets her. Like she be pissed.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna ask her that because she says it like she has firsthand knowledge of it.
Oh, I'm sure.
I never thought about that, but I'm gonna ask her,
Yeah.
honey. She remember all the stuff from back then. Her short term memory is just not where it's
Mm-hmm.
at.
Yeah.
But you ask her something about that heel, she can tell you
Okay.
like it happened yesterday,
And
girl,
then go off, honey.
and go off, honey. She be pissed about that. And they was sucking on our titties. Like, God, why you gotta say that so hard?
Cause like I said, she means it. That's
Honey,
what
she
it
mean it.
is,
She
honey.
pissed. So you
Woo.
said you had a topic. You had a question that you wanted to ask me about.
Yeah. So
I'm
I
scared.
don't.
Come on.
Let's go. So okay. So a former coworker of mine who's much younger than we are, and asked me this a long time ago, and it just I don't know. It was just like I think I was going through Facebook and I
Uh-huh.
was looking at like some people, how they comment on other people's stuff, how they encourage, let's
Oh,
say,
okay.
not great behavior or whatever. And I'm just thinking, like, what is the mental capacity?
Right.
So this is basically what he asked me. He said, okay, so I think he went to college, but he went away to college,
Mm-hmm.
but he wasn't comfortable. I don't know, I can't remember what school he went to, but he went away to college and he just wasn't comfortable, so he came back home, and I think he probably just went to Columbus State or Franklin,
Oh,
somewhere
okay.
local.
Yeah.
So, but he ended up going back to school. But anyway, he was just saying when he went away, he was like it wasn't like a per like a like people thing. Like he was getting along with his classmates and other people that he met, things like that. And he said that part was very healthy. And he
Right.
said that's what he meant, and that's why he wanted to join the workforce so quickly was because he missed that.
Oh,
And now,
okay.
mind you, this dude was only like 19 or 20 at the time, so he like just went to school one year and came back home and was like, okay, I'm just
I
going to
want to
work and
work.
go. Yeah. And the reason why he said that was because he said, I love my friends from high school, people I grew up with. He said, but those adult relationships with people who were, in the same situation as I am and people who were even older, that was really like beneficial. And,
Okay.
those are the relationships that I really want to continue. And at the time, I would say like we were probably in our late 30s or mid to late 30s when
Okay.
we had this conversation. So, I had been working, I had been to school and all this other stuff. So, of course, I had developed relationships and friendships with people who I met that I didn't grow
Post
up
high
with.
school.
Exactly, post high school. So he was concerned though. He said, I'm developing these relationships, these friendships with people who I'm just meeting, but I'm afraid that I'm going to leave the people that I grew up with. And he said, how do you feel about that? And I was just like, wow, at the time I really didn't know how to answer, but I just remember telling him that that's healthy.
Right.
That you're still going to have relationships and friendships with people that you grew up with if they're meant to be. We're all
Right.
going to change. We're all going to, grow. Some people don't.
Right.
And, even though you may love those people because you've known them forever and, but there are going to be certain things that you're not going to want to be involved with. And,
Right.
and I say all that to say because I still see so many people who we grew up with, who we went to school with, and there's nothing wrong with this to an extent,
Mm-hmm.
but you can tell like some people who have not developed healthy adult relationships, they still look for validation and they still look for approval and all, just everything from people that we grew up with. It's like the same way that you did it when we were children. And my question to you is, it's not healthy.
I don't know why you're doing this to me, and I see where this is going, but go
Yeah,
on.
because it really it bothers me to an extent because I'm just like, okay, we're in our 40s now
Mm-hmm.
and you're still posting things on social media to
Mhm.
get attention from people who you knew when you were 14, 15, 16 years
Yes.
old.
Mhm.
And you're still looking for that same reaction. And I think a lot of these people, they feel bad for you
Yeah.
and they'll feed into it, but
Yeah.
and they're still, but they're kind of like, this is ridiculous.
It's pathetic.
Yeah. So I mean, what do you think about that? Like, because I know, like for you, for example, like your best friend is someone that you met later on in life, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
like at like post high school, I should say.
So let's so um I had two best friends in high school,
Mhm.
a man and a girl.
Mhm.
Um, the lady, the girl, I still talk to her. I went off to college with her. She was my college roommate.
Mhm.
We did get to college and we did take different paths.
Right.
Things happened, and I wouldn't say that we were not friends at college because we were.
Mhm.
We almost were like each other's. We were still each other's safe space.
Right.
So like we branched off into two different groups of friends, but we would see each other on campus and then laugh and like walk off with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like walk off with just each other and just talk.
Right. Right.
It was
Right.
just like a thing.
Mhm.
Um the guy, I don't think I've seen him since 2002. I haven't spoken to him since about 2007.
Mhm.
So, um, yeah, you are going to shed your high school friends.
Right.
But then in the same breath, I talk to you.
Mhm.
I talk to Tamar.
Mhm.
I still talk to Bart. Um, in inbox, I still talk to, I have, it's crazy because, I still communicate with a lot of people from high school
Right. Same.
regularly, honestly, like
Yeah.
regularly, like I would say those are my friends.
Right. Yep.
Um, but it was like when I shed those two friends,
Mhm.
I gained two best friends.
Mm.
Because I when I lost those two friends, I would say I don't want to use the word loss, but when and especially with Aaron and I,
Mhm.
um, Brittany and I have probably been best friends the amount of time that I've not been friends with him.
Mm. Mhm.
So I think she's 2 years younger than me. She came to school in 2000. So around 2001, she is when we like really would hang out.
Yeah.
So I've been friends with her since 2001.
Mhm.
That 2021 made 20 years.
Wow.
So 2023, we've been friends for 22 years,
Mhm.
which is about how long I have not been friends with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and Monet, that would be sophomore year. So that would have been 99.
Mhm.
Now, Monet and I went through a period of time where we did not talk to each other for 10 years.
Mhm.
And then we picked right back up again.
Right.
So, um, I don't feel guilty about it.
Mm-mm. You can't.
I think it's a great thing. Um, and one thing about me, um, if I saw Aaron tomorrow, I would still talk to him like it was like I saw him yesterday.
Mhm.
Like, but then that's just me. Like,
Right.
everybody, because most people stop being friends because of a fallout.
Yeah.
We didn't necessarily have a fallout.
Just grew apart. Just went
I
separate
never
ways.
came back home. If we're just
Mhm.
being honest, I have not held an address in Columbus since I graduated from high school.
Mhm. That's true. Yeah.
I just never came back. When
Mhm.
I went away to college, I have not returned. I don't have any plans on coming back, honestly.
Mhm.
If I'm just being honest.
Right.
But again, because like he said, how he went to college
Mm-hmm.
and then your eyes were open and you meet all these different people. And it's like, I like this. I don't like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes what you'll find is that people, and this is not a knock or a shot to anybody,
Right.
because I appreciate having different friends from all different walks of life.
Mm-hmm.
I like it because it keeps you kind of, you can't just always have your point of view.
Right. Yeah.
I want people who, look, I might got a couple friends who live in the projects. I might got a couple friends who hood. It's a
Mm-hmm.
couple niggas who bang, like
Mm-hmm.
I got friends from every walk of life.
Yeah.
And you get away from home, and the thing is, you have outgrown that bubble.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely, the thought of coming back there makes me sad. It gives me great anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to be in that. I wouldn't want to be there. And I'm not saying like I live in like this great grand city. I live in a city that's smaller than Columbus.
Right.
But it feels good.
Mm-hmm.
It feels comfortable. I feel at peace. Things that I just don't feel like I'm offered in that space.
Mm-hmm.
And what also happens, and this is what I feel like the case for me, people trap you into who they thought you were in high school.
Yeah. That's a good
People
point.
don't let you grow past whatever you were in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I have become so much more than that I feel like coming back into that space puts me back into high school Tia Keisha. And I'm not her anymore.
Right.
I think I still laugh, and I still, but I feel like I used to be kind of silly,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to let everything go. And I just don't, that's not me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to give you a false sense of who I am. And I think coming back there makes you believe that I am that person again. And bitch, I'm not. And I snap a little bit sometimes.
And that's hard for some people to accept because
And then
that's
when
how they
you do
know.
that and you show them this you, now it's like, oh, you think you better than, oh,
Mm-hmm.
who you think you is? Oh, it's like, I don't got time for this bullshit. I'm cool.
No.
So no, I would say, don't ever feel guilty for, it's good.
Yeah.
Growing is a great thing, and growing is uncomfortable.
Yeah. I said it's going to feel weird,
Yes.
especially at first, but, once you get older, you're going to realize that, you don't want to participate in certain things. You don't want to, go back to certain things. And that's fine. It's healthy. It's part of growing.
Listen,
And
do you know
everybody's
how
not the
many?
same.
I think I just unfollowed. I think I unfriended somebody this week. 2 people. And it's just like, I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
And listen, let's be clear. I unfriend people, but every post I make is public.
Right.
I'll be clear about that. I don't unfriend you because I don't want you to see me. I don't want to see you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not hiding anything. I would just prefer not to see what you're saying.
Right.
You're open to look in over here.
Mm-hmm.
I have no bones about that. But I don't want to be a part of your depressive state.
Mm-hmm.
And you are depressed.
Yeah.
You are miserable.
And misery loves
mean.
company. Yeah.
All of those things that you're joking about, you are those things.
Mm-hmm.
And you should really get it taken care of.
Yeah.
Because you're making everybody around you miserable.
Mm-hmm.
I just prefer not to participate in it.
Yeah. And it doesn't make me, a bad person. It doesn't make you a bad person. It's just something that I just don't want to
It's just
deal
not
with.
for me.
Yeah.
Hey, your friends might be comfortable with you being depressive and a Debbie Downer.
Mm-hmm.
They are completely for it. They have been making excuses for you for 20 years.
It's still the same stuff.
And listen, But guess what? Guess what that means? You found your people.
Mm-hmm.
You found the people who accept you for who you are, and they do not care about that stuff.
Right.
Because I done found the people who accept me for who I am. So, I wish you the best, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to see it.
Yeah.
You know, I just be like, oh, child, I'm tired of this. Let me unfriend you.
Right.
Because it be too much.
Right.
Like you said, it almost becomes sad
It is.
that you are still in that place. And it's like,
And you expect everybody else to be. That's the thing too.
oh, child.
Girl.
Sometimes I be feeling like, because, I'm a person who constantly checks myself and I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be a hater.
Right. Right. Right.
So
You
I
have
be
to.
like,
Yeah.
am I being a hater?
And that's a
If I
part of
don't hit
growing
like,
too.
am I a hater if I don't hit like on this post? Like, or like I'll go to hit like on something
Mm-hmm.
and the other 5 people have hit love, I skip it. I just be like, no, because I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. Because I've heard people actually say if the other 2 people hit love and you hit like, you a hater. So
Oh,
I'm just gonna skip it
please.
altogether. Because this is the mind of people on social media. Like,
Yeah, it's taking over
I
and
pay
it's
attention to
sad.
stuff like this, so I be like, well, this ain't for me.
Right.
This ain't for me. I'm gonna move on.
Ciao.
I'm going to just move on. And
Yeah.
while we talking about all this, I'm gonna make this a clip because I need people to know this.
Yeah.
People, let me tell y'all something. People who are in your inbox, they do not like you.
No.
Everybody does not like you who's inboxing you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes somebody might send you something. They might have seen something that's like, oh, so and so on my timeline was talking about this. They may send it to you just because they do not want conversation from you. They feel no obligation to say a word back to them at all. They don't like you. And I'm really getting a feeling because I see people make comments about it, and I'm like, y'all really think somebody like y'all ass? It's really sad out
It
here.
is that girl.
It's really sad.
It is.
It's really sad that people can't even say how y'all don't even know what common courtesy is anymore.
Mm-mm.
You think flirting is common courtesy. And that this goes back to, again, we have inflated the self-ego over the past 10 years.
Yeah,
People's
seriously.
ego is like, it's on steroids.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody says hi to you, oh girl, he was trying to talk to me.
Girl, he want me. He be flirting with me all the time, girl.
Oh my god, child.
Like he said hi.
Oh my god. It just be like, where are we at? Are we in the Twilight Zone? What did Kiera Shear say the other day? I want to go to heaven and take me the first time, Lord. Don't leave me. Come take me the first time.
Okay.
I want to go with you.
Child.
Because this what's going on down here. This ain't for me.
Mm-mm.
This ain't for me.
This ain't it. This ain't cute.
Woo, my God.
Child.
It'd be like, what is y'all thinking about?
Oh, and be serious.
Don't nobody like y'all. And me, and I want y'all to get that in your spirit because don't nobody like y'all.
I mean that part right there.
I want y'all to really let that resonate in your spirit.
Okay.
Nobody likes you.
Yeah, everybody don't want you.
Half of y'all real sassy.
That's why y'all can get called sis all the time.
Half of y'all is real sassy.
Right.
It's too many men with the characteristics of women
Mm-hmm.
acting like they out here looking for women. Nobody wants to deal with that.
No.
I tell my own boyfriend that. Like, women don't want to be bothered with y'all.
Right.
Y'all really, I said, what's really funny is that y'all think that women are like sad about it.
Yeah.
Like women are depressed because they can't find a husband.
This is why
Let me
women
tell you
are so
something.
girl.
I'm gonna
Listen.
tell my mama business, okay? And I had to just recently tell one of my friends this, and she was shocked because she didn't know. I said, my mama been married 5 times. let me tell you something. The problem ain't finding a husband.
Right.
The problem is finding the one that you want.
Mm-hmm.
Me and y'all come a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Somebody has made you believe that you don't, but you do. And y'all be quick to ready to marry somebody.
Child.
Nobody's thinking about y'all.
Mm.
Child, listen, I could die single. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I could die unmarried. I'm be
Yeah.
okay. It's not gonna make me feel bad. I have had a
No.
husband before. I do want to say that. I did have a husband. He is my ex-husband. You know, have no ill thing to say about him.
It just the marriage just didn't work out. Y'all weren't meant
The
to be
marriage just
married.
didn't
That's
work
it.
out. And I think I just talked to him 3 days ago about his
Mm-hmm.
father. So,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely don't have anything to say about him. And like I said, I did have a husband.
Right.
But I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a man I've been with for 10 years. I'm all right.
Right.
I'm okay. It's all right. Child.
Child,
I'm
listen.
gonna try to Oprah Stedman this thing
Oh, listen,
to
that's
the
it.
grave.
That's the goal right there. Y'all be, so, and trust me, there's nothing wrong with being married. I'm not saying that.
If I honor my mate before the Lord
Mm-hmm.
and we know what we doing and
Yeah.
what we not doing,
Yeah.
I ain't really worried about what y'all say.
Yeah,
If I'm just
basically.
being honest.
Yeah.
And I know that's a hard pill to swallow coming from a Christian.
I mean,
But I mean it.
and this is going off onto another topic, but just because you got, a marriage certificate and, whatever, however you decided to get married, it doesn't mean that you got it all figured out. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day.
Child, listen. It's everybody getting divorced. And the people who ain't getting divorced, and I'm talking about people in the church.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody getting divorced. And the people who ain't getting divorced, I'm sick of you telling me your husband got a girlfriend. I'm tired of it. Okay? It's going all around the land.
Yeah.
We ain't heard nothing about Stedman having no girlfriend.
Listen.
And y'all just keep calling Oprah and Gail gay because y'all don't even know how girls are supposed to be
That's
friends.
what.
That's the real problem. It ain't got nothing to do with Oprah and Gail's relationship.
Mm-mm.
Y'all just don't know how to be friends with your girlfriends.
That's what it is.
Because me and mine be on the phone all day too. Y'all probably mess around and call us gay.
Right. Listen. That's it. That's because y'all constantly in competition with your girlfriend, but that's all right. That's a whole nother topic.
Y'all don't know how to have a loving relationship with a woman.
Right.
And it really shows what kind of relationship you got with your mammy.
Mm-mm.
But I ain't going to talk about that today. So, we had an amazing show.
Yes, we
Remember,
did.
you can find us at girl_you-know-what on Instagram, at DannieBSpeaks, at Wellness and Women, and at the Pink Box TKB. And I want to thank you all for your support of my business. The sales have been great, and I just really appreciate it, And if you haven't bought anything, just know that August is buy one, get one free in honor of back to school. So you better jump on it.
Mm-hmm.
And the prices are excellent, if I must say so.
They are. They really are. For the quality that you get, baby, listen. I mean, she ain't going to... Yeah. One thing about this one over here, she ain't going to skimp on anything.
I ain't going to give you nothing raggedy at all.
Not at all.
I'm gonna get some bundles too. I'm trying to build a beauty box. Is what I'm gonna build.
Yeah.
But we're gonna come up on that. But
baby
I'm telling you
steps.
right now, get these earrings. Because they are gorgeous.
Yes.
Wait till you see the fall collection.
Uh-oh.
I'm excited about that.
Yes.
So, you all have an amazing day. Have a blessed weekend. Try to enjoy yourself tomorrow. And we will see you next time.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.